Good afternoon here as we record the Los Alamitos Weekend Preview Show on a Thursday afternoon. Welcome back to the program. I'm your host, Jose Contreras, alongside Christopher Wade, your Los Alamitos host there on the simulcast signal each and every night, and my partner last weekend on the quarters on FanDuel TV. Chris, how you doing this Thursday?
We're doing good. Had a great time on Sunday, and the numbers were a little bit askew for once. The numbers were okay on Sunday, but Saturday was a little bit off, but that's all part of the game.
When you zig, you zag. Just when you think they throw us curveballs. Just when we think we got a good read on what's going on, Chris, you start throwing us curveballs, photo finishes here, trouble tips there. It becomes they bring us down to the middle, after having a couple of good weekends. But that's how it goes. It is horse racing after all, right?
Yep, they bring you back down to earth.
For sure. All right, let's talk about this Saturday night at Los Alamitos. We have 8 races on the nighttime program, and again, remember, we'll have double headers with the daytime and nighttime thoroughbred circuits competing, both overlapping on Saturday and Sunday. So plenty of racing daytime, plenty of racing nighttime as well. Nighttime, we have 8 races, no stakes events, but we do have some nice quarter horse maiden events towards the end of the night to kind of wrap up some of that card. So it's going to be an easy card as far as remembering where's the pick 4. Because early pick 4, race 1. Late pick 4, immediately after the early pick 4 wraps up. So let's talk about your selection. You're going to take us to race number 5, which is the start of the late pick 4.
Yeah, this is a horse that was a C-plus worker prior to the debut. In the debut, the horse had a good amount of trouble. It showed a good amount of run late and ran 4th, but beat a length that night. I was up against Rio's Renegade, who was also in that race, who was in post number 1. And everything factored in. Angelic earned a very impressive figure in the second lifetime start, had even more trouble. Broke slow, was bumped back, was under a hold far back, but showed run. If this horse just gets away clean and runs to that debut with a clean getaway, the horse doesn't look at the outcome, and also dropping in class adds Lasix. So a couple positives here. And the horse has ability, and the connections always take their time with the runners. And this is a third lifetime start and has a big look with a decent getaway to be a big factor in tonight's 5th event.
Yeah, 300 yards for the maidens, maiden claiming tag. So there's a few runners dropping in for a maiden claim for the first time. We'll talk about what those runners are in a moment. So we're going to focus on Angelic. Angelic will be drawn in gate number 4 here in that 5th event. Let's take a look at the starts for Angelic. We'll start with the debut. Back on August 5th, Angelic was right around 18-1. Didn't take much betting support that night, but Angelic here was the outside. Yeah, the outside post in this field of 8. She was 18-1. This was her debut. What do you see in this event for Angelic, gate number 8? Yeah,
the horse was moving around a little bit going inside the gate, broke slow, back bobbled, got in close quarters, and was crossed away from the gate, and lost multiple lengths. And don't forget, Rio's Renegade is your favorite, is in post number 1, who broke good and outward away from the gate. But this horse broke slow. You can see the horse broke slow, was bumped back and crossed, angled in, but put forth a big run midway. And this horse is starting out very strongly the final half of the affair under a light hand shove. Only got beat about 3/4 of the length by Rio Renegade, who's making his multiple lifetime start. This is the horse's debut and galloped out pretty well. If this horse can just get away clean at 5-1 in the program, could be it could be a factor throughout with a clean getaway.
And just so we showed that replay, remember that horse in gate 7? That was understandable, very difficult to ride, who came back to win a couple of weekends ago. All right, let's go to the second start. The second start for Angelic, this was still at the maiden straight maiden level. August 26th, she was in gate number 3. Gate number 3, here's Angelic. There it is.
Moving the heads of gate
from both sides. Yeah,
bump both sides and slow in the stride. And basically the rider just wraps up the final half of the affair when it seems going to run 5th no matter what. Or the case was 6th, and galloped out pretty well. It was better than look, was never really asked to run, but the horse galloped out very, very well. Shown ability in both lifetime starts. And this horse just needs a clean getaway and could be a factor at a nice price there in race 5.
And again, at this event, she was up against a 1-2 favorite from the inside post, who was very, very impressive. And she chased a pretty solid final eighth. So she never had a shot after pretty much getting bumped from both sides there in that event. So Angelic returns now this Saturday night in race number 5. This is the first time she's dropping for a maiden claiming tag. And also, I see here in the PPs that it shows the first time she's adding lasix as well.
Yeah, it could be a factor. She's up against it's a new day to the inside a horse who's been having some trouble getting out of the gate. That's not the case with Run Dasperious Run, a horse who's coming off a 110-yard event, so obviously will break. This horse needs a clear path to the wire. This horse could break okay and hopefully ski in a little bit, have a clear path to the wire, and be a factor throughout there for Scott and the doctor in the late pick 4 little lifter.
Yeah, and the only horses that have never been entered for this claiming tag, for a claiming tag at all, is the 1, Rios Renegade. The 2 has been there. The 3 has been there. The 4, Angelic. The 5 has been there. The 6 has been there. And the 7, who's a second-time starter. So Angelic is dropping in class as one of the horses that really has never been offered for a claiming tag. So that's got to be a positive here for this 3-0 filly.
Yeah, if this horse could just get out of the gate just a tad bit better, run back on that debut with a clear path, could be a factor, a nice price there.
All right, start of the late pick 4. Chris is going with Angelic in race number 5. And again, we'll have only 8 races on Saturday night. So that means late pick 4. Early pick 4 concludes with race 8. It's going to be race 4. And then immediately following that, the late pick 4 will begin with race number 5. Chris, we've been simulcasting in as well the great meet that they're having down there at Lone Star Park. Are they racing this weekend? And are you looking at some of those races?
Yeah, we handicapped. We got 11 races on Saturday night. We handicap races 3 through 11, the final 9 events. So lots of races being piped in from a Lone Star Park, and we're trying to help you out along with some selections there that go on the racing program and also on the website at losalamitos.com.
All right, Chris, thank you for that update. Best of luck with Angelic, and let's see if she can get a better start from race number 5 Saturday night.
Let's certainly hope so. We came up a little bit short off with favorite Nuke last time. We broke a little slow and skied out and lugged in throughout and came up a little bit short as our previous show selection last week. Hopefully get a better getaway tonight and get a big look at the outcome.
All right, okay. Well, better luck for Angelic, and have a good rest of your Thursday. I'll see you this weekend at Los Al.
Los Alamitos celebrates its 10th year of daytime thoroughbred racing this September with an action-packed meet in beautiful Orange County. First post is always at 1 p.m. through Sunday, September 24th. It's been an honor for us to have racing's biggest stars competing here over the past years. From the great 2-time Horse of the Year California Chrome to 7 other outstanding Eclipse Award winners, plus many other great stars. Our summer meet will include the Dark Mirage and on-track handicapping contest on Saturday, September 23rd, plus the running of the Capote Stakes on closing day. It's our 10th year of daytime thoroughbred racing at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Ed Allred's Rolling A Ranch, dedicated to the breeding of world-class quarter horses. Ed Allred has another great consignment of yearlings at the Los Alamitos Equine Sale, September 30th and October 1st, featuring siblings to the following major graded stakes winners. Let's Leave, winner of the Grade 1 Ruidoso Futurity. Sicario V, winner of the Grade 1 Rainbow Derby. Future Version, winner of the Governor's Cup Derby. And Circle City, a multiple Grade 1 winner. Top yearlings from Ed Allred's Rolling A Ranch at the Los Alamitos Equine Sale.
That's right. The Los Alamitos Equine Sale is fast approaching here the weekend of September 30th and October 1st. That weekend will also be the running of the finals of the PC Career Trade Breeders' Derby and Futurity as well. Welcome back to the program. Now joined by Michael Wrona, the voice of Los Alamitos. Michael, how's the voice holding up after these doubleheaders?
Traveling okay so far, Jose. Got through the first weekend unscathed and feeling pretty good heading into the second weekend of the September daytime meet. And very good stakes race on Saturday afternoon. The Dark Mirage is shaping up very well.
Yes, and when I saw that commercial run again earlier today, my mind was like, wait, isn't there a horse named Dark Mirage running? But it's Dark Image, and it happens to be in the race that you have a selection in. So how about a nice segue here into race number 7? It's where you're going to take us here for your selection for this week. By the way, your last week's selection was scratch, unfortunately. So we'll have to wait for that runner to enter back in the entries maybe sometime soon.
Break even, yes. Yeah, that was an unfortunate scratch. And I'm like you, when I was going through these fields for Saturday night, and arrived at race 7 and saw the name Dark Image, I did a double take. I thought, hang on a second. But right, the stakes race on Saturday afternoon is the Dark Mirage.
Mhm.
I just hope I get the name straight come the race call.
Don't show your missus, Kathy, the name Mirage, because you might be thinking Vegas, going to the Mirage. So
oh goodness me.
we might have to do an impromptu Vegas trip if we keep saying that name. Nonetheless, let's get back to business. Race number 7, 300 yards.
Mate, you're being a race 7, number 7.
Yes. Corrupter.
Don't be a corrupter.
But Michael, you're taking us to race 7. You're going with the 6, Relentless Dreamer, who had a start last time out after coming in from Ruidoso.
Yeah, the debut at Ruidoso was an uncomfortable trip from the rail. And then we saw a mid-pack finish in the Los Al debut, which we will show you from the September 2nd race when the horse had gate number 6. It was a pretty even performance from this grey horse. No great excuses. Relentless Dreamer did drift out a little bit early.
Yeah, gate 6, you can see he was right around 18-1 in the spot.
Yeah, he lost his way a little bit in the early going, but, overall had plenty of room, and the effort was okay. The reason that I think there's potential for Relentless Dreamer to move forward second start at Los Alamitos is quite simply that he did not have a local workout. And so we often see this pattern of improvement second time out. This is a difficult race to assess, as several races recently have been, and probably will be in the coming weeks, with so many horses coming in from out of state to race here across the remaining part of the season. So it's a little hard to evaluate some of them. We saw Jose Flores with a couple of winners last weekend who had no local workout, which kind of bucked the trend or the pattern. So anything's possible, but I've got to stick to the theory that you've got to draw some benefit from an experience at a track, particularly one that's under the lights when you had no experience at a nighttime track. If you hadn't had any kind of workout or anything to do with exercising or getting your legs balanced under you at Los Alamitos.
And now that you mentioned that, that was the race that your horse scratch. Was it break even from last week's selection? Scratch out of that race where the horse that had no local workout, was it Roaring Lion? Was that the name, Roaring Lion?
Yes, you're right.
That ended up winning very easily. I took the run on the outside, who was a little bit flat, but had a local workout. But Rolling Lion did look impressive, but you also noted that the times were very different from the other maiden event from that same night, right?
Well, visually, the Roaring Lion was spectacular, and watching the race and calling the race, it flashed through my mind, well, break even probably wouldn't have beaten this horse. But then when I saw the time, it became quite puzzling, because he didn't even break 10 seconds for the final eighth of a mile, which then circled me back to thinking, break even would have been pretty hard to beat. So it was strange, because the earlier half or split of that maiden race, there was a length covering 4, the race won by Fiddle Faddle Foos, but they ran faster time overall and for the closing split. I just couldn't quite wrap my head around that, to tell you the truth, because visually the Roaring Lion looked wonderful.
Yes, and I think Roaring Lion really earned that race probably at the start. That's why the slowish final eighth. But yeah, it was a little bit just visually. If you're just analyzing the races, you were just analyzing the race and looking at, you would have, without looking at the time, you would think, whoa, Roaring Lion was much more impressive and did it fairly easily. But yeah, the time didn't reflect that. So that was a good observation by you on the fly that night. Yeah,
and this race that we just showed you, that was including Relentless Dreamer, was won by his stablemate Maximum. Yeah. And I know that Relentless Dreamer finished a fair way from the winner, but Maximum was very impressive and had won previous Los Al race under his belt and ran fast time. So if you can at all just remove maximum from the equation or the picture, Relentless Dreamer's run looks a little bit better. But, look, he does need to improve. He absolutely has to move forward, but maybe he can because he hadn't had a workout yet. And again, 6-1 is decent odds.
And, again, I do, usually by the time we record, I'm usually already done with all my Nightlines comments for each and every horse that I do for the print edition of the Nightlines. And so we don't really share pre-opinions before we record. But in my comments, I went to look at the Nightlines, what I submitted for the 6 Relentless Dreamer. In my comments, I wrote, he looks like a horse that might enjoy longer distances. And I feel like you probably would like him even more if this race was 350, right?
Yeah, he was starting to gallop out pretty well. And they no doubt have hopes for him in some of the bigger races. As we get towards the nitty-gritty late in the season. I'm sure that's in the mindset of all of the horsemen bringing in these newcomers to Los Alamitos. I'll tell you a peculiarity, Jose, on Saturday night's program. The 2 most expensive horses entered Saturday night are yet to beat a runner home in their 2 races. In race 7, number 5, SC Time to Run, cost $335,000 and has been 10th of 10 and 9th of 9. And if you can flip over to race 8, number 1 Skeet, who cost $220,000, has been 10th of 10 and 9th of 9. Not the start to either career that Dunn Ranch or Reliance Ranchers would have hoped for or imagined. But obviously, it's early days, and these horses can improve rapidly late in their 2-year-old season into their 3-year-old year.
And aren't they both 6-1 as well? Yeah, they're both 6-1. How about that? Something more to be in common. They're both 6-1 on the morning line, on Ed Burghart's morning line. How about that? We got some very nice pedigrees arriving now from New Mexico, as you can see, as we get ready for trials for not only the Golden State Million. We're talking 2 Million Futurity as well towards the end of the season. So lots of good pedigrees coming in from Riddell. So now that their meet has wrapped up. So Relentless Dreamer is your selection. And I think you'll get a fair price given the last race where it's not like he had a ton of trouble, so he won't get bet on trouble. So I think you'll get a very fair odds on that 6-1 morning line.
Yeah, I won't say that I'm bubbling with confidence, but I will say the horse has the potential to move forward off that first race locally, and the price is okay, 6-1, not bad. So let's give it a try. And just before we part company, I enjoyed that interview at the end of last week's preview show with aspiring trainer Rachel Hare. And I just wanted to point out for people who might want to follow her horse, he's entered Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
Habeas is the horse's name. He's in the 5th race on Saturday afternoon, number 8. So let's hope that the horse does well for Rachel. Yeah, it was a very, very good effort, by the way.
He was
clearly was the best horse. Should have won.
Trouble. Yeah, much trouble. Should have won. And maybe they'll take to the longer stretch run over the daytime.
Could well be the case.
Yeah. All right, Michael. Thank you for that update, and thank you for your selection. Relentless Dreamer. Let's hope for a cleaner and an improved beginning up in race number 7.
Okay, mate. Hooroo.
Los Alamitos celebrates its 10th year of daytime thoroughbred racing this September with an action-packed meet in beautiful Orange County. First post is always at 1 p.m. through Sunday, September 24th. It's been an honor for us to have racing's biggest stars competing here over the past years. From the great 2-time Horse of the Year California Chrome to 7 other outstanding Eclipse Award winners, plus many other great stars. Our summer meet will include the Dark Mirage and on-track handicapping contest on Saturday, September 23rd. Plus, the running of the Capote Stakes on closing day. It's our 10th year of daytime thoroughbred racing at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Ed Allred's Rolling A Ranch, dedicated to the breeding of world-class quarter horses. Ed Allred has another great consignment of yearlings at the Los Alamitos Equine Sale, September 30th and October 1st, featuring siblings to the following major graded stakes winners. Let's Leave, winner of the Grade 1 Ruidoso Futurity. Sicario V, winner of the Grade 1 Rainbow Derby. Future Version, winner of the Governor's Cup Derby. And Circle City, a multiple Grade 1 winner. Top yearlings from Ed Allred's Rolling A Ranch at the Los Alamitos Equine Sale.
Welcome back. Jose here, taking you through the rest of this look ahead towards Saturday night's program at Los Alamitos. There's a couple of horses I want to mention here. A price horse, and then we'll talk about a horse that I think will be, looks like a sure shot, at least in my opinion, towards the second half of the program. First up, though, let's take a look at race number 4. A price that I like here is going to be Rocky Champs. Now, Rocky Champs comes back from Del Mar, where he went at 5.5 furlongs and just was not able to be much of a threat. He had trouble in both starts, uncomfortable trips, and he was just overmatched, 35-1 and 47-1. Now, the effort that I think makes him interesting, not only does the price make him interesting at 10-1, but the effort back on July 23rd. That is when he added Lasix after a flat debut. He actually took some money on debut. He actually was bet down to 4-1 in that field of 6. Didn't show much, but then he added Lasix, added the firm wraps, and he had to steady twice early on in that race, and ended up finishing very willingly to narrowly miss second. He only missed second by about half a length. The runner-up, Circular Bet, came back to break the maiden next time out. So Rocky Champs really showed significant improvement in that second start. And I think that's why the Connections saw fit to try Del Mar and see what they had over there. But he's back to Los Alamitos, back to 1,000 yards, and back to a much better level. If he shows any kind of a slight improvement, and again, he had trouble in this effort, any kind of improvement compared to that July 30th effort, I think is an interesting long shot at 10-1 in race number 4. So Rocky Champs with Eric Garcia for Arturo Williams will be my long shot of the night in race number 4. Let's go to my lock of the night. It is going to be in race number 6. Race number 6, we got quarter horses, maidens, fillies, 2-year-olds going the distance of 300 yards. We've got a field of 6, and I'm going towards the 6 horse, the outside runner, Three's Company. Now, Three's Company is listed at 7-5 on the morning line. Fly from the Fire, the 2 horse, is listed at 5-2. The second choice coming out of a very good second in that handicap back on July 30th while still being a maiden. But I'm taking the outside runner, Three's Company, off of that effort back on September 2nd. Here's a replay. September 2nd, Three's Company had the rail in this spot. She had the inside post after the 1 scratch. So she's a 2 horse. A little bit nervous, breaks tack slow while shifting inwards, has room to accelerate, and she actually makes a pretty good surge midway here to get into contention, to battle for the lead, and just ends up losing by a nose. And I feel like she was a little bit unlucky given the start and given how much ground she made up there through the middle part of that race. So she was 5-1, and you can tell the winner that night was the big time 3-5 favorite, Fantasy Politics. And Fantasy Politics had a perfect trip there from the middle part of the gate. No trouble, straight. Everything went perfect for the 3-5 favorite. Just unfortunate that Three's Company came up and no short after that slow beginning. Let's keep the replay rolling. I want to see the drone shot over the top. Tell you how much ground, you can see how much ground Three's Company actually made up, and see if this drone shot from up above can give us a better view. So we'll focus on the inside, break inwards. It's down maybe half a length at this point, maybe at 1.75 of a length, but we'll call it half a length to 3/4. Ends up making up that ground on that early leader. You can see the favorite down the middle grabbed the lead midway and held on, but you can see Three's Company just galloping out in front past the finish line. So I thought it was a significant amount of ground made up by Three's Company that day. I think she ran very well given the start. So she was 5-1 in that spot. The 3-5 favorite got the job done very easily. So I'm thinking that Three's Company, switching to the outside post, maybe hopefully a little bit of a better break. That would be good enough to have that wide path to run and hopefully be the horse to beat. So Three's Company, race number 6, my lock of the night. That will be part of the late pick 4 sequence. That's going to do it for me. Video at all risks, rolling a wrench consignment for the Los Alamitos Equine Sale. Enjoy, and thank you for watching. I'll catch you next week here at losalamitos.com.
Ed Allred, Quarter Horse Racing's all-time leading breeder, is dedicated to the breeding of world-class quarter horses, like 2023 Grade 1 Stakes winners Sicario V and Let's Lead, and graded stakes winners Future Version and Frivolous. All Reds Rolling A Ranch will be represented once again by a great consignment of yearlings at the Los Alamitos Equine Sale. Here are some of the top yearlings that are part of this tremendous consignment. Hip 13 is Proud of Him, a colt by Fly Through the Fire and out of Special and Proud. He's a half-brother to Grade 1 Ed Burke Million Futurity finalist, Sail Topper. His second dam is the great Ola Proud, a producer of 3 AQHA racing champions. Hip 22 is Sweet and Hot, a filly by Kitty Up out of the stakes-winning mare, Sweet TR. Sweet and Hot is a half-sister to 2 Governor's Cup Futurity finalists in Hubba Hubba and Chivalry, and also Canada Cup Futurity winner, Noble Rearing. Hip 28 is Up to Party, a Kitty Up colt out of Golden State Million Futurity winner, The Party's on Fire. This colt is a half-brother to stakes winners, Bouncer and Knocking on the Door. Hip 30 is Open Book, a Kitty Up filly out of Thinking Out Loud, who is a sister to Grade 1 stakes winner, Check My Thoughts. Open Book is a full brother to stakes winners, Unrestrained, Be Quiet, and Blabber. Hip 32 is Set to Go, and one of the standouts of the sale. The favorite cartel filly is out of the impressive young broodmare, Time to Leave, whose first foal is the Grade 1 Ruidoso Futurity winner, Let's Leave. Set to Go is a full sister to Let's Leave. Set to Go's dam earned over $46,000 and was a stakes winner, while her grandson is Departing, who produced the Grade 1 winner Snitcher and the Grade 1 Golden State Million finalist Long Gone. Hip 40 is She Will Hit, a filly by Kitty Up out of the A Regal Choice mare, What a Hit. She Will Hit is a full sister to Fred Skane Memorial winner, Hitter's Count. This is the family of stakes winners, Hot Hitter, Hard Hitting, Streak Hitter, etc. Hip 44, Call Her Perfect, is a filly by Favorite Cartel out of Without Fault, who is the dam of Golden State Million Futurity finalist Unblemished and Governor's Cup Derby finalist Close to It. Hip 82, Thinking Right, is a colt by Favorite Cartel out of the stakes winner Bemused. He's a full brother to 2022 Grade 1 Ruidoso Futurity finalist Beneficial and a half brother to PCQ HRA Breeders' Derby finalist Benevolent. His second dam is Just Think, who produced 3-time Grade 1 winner Check My Thoughts. Hip 83 is Up for Good, a colt by Kitty Up out of Better Be Good. This colt is a full brother to Up to Good, the winner of the 6E Chick Handicap at Los Alamitos. This is the family of Champion of Champions finalists Well and Good and stakes winners Well Good and How Much Better. Hip 88, Uncontrolled, is a Favorite Cartel filly out of Ruidoso juvenile runner-up California Wildfire. Uncontrolled is a half-sister of 2-time Graded Futurity finalists More Than Wild and Golden State Million Futurity finalist Chicanery. Hip 96 is Mitchum, a colt by Favorite Cartel and out of young broodmare Comely. Mitchum's grand dam is Moonlight Corona, who is the mother of major graded stakes winners Circle City, Nomadic, and Lovely Evening. Hip 107 is Foolhearted, a colt by Favorite Cartel out of Foosmare Deceptive. Foolhearted is a full brother of the precocious Just a Fooler, who qualified to the Robert Adair Kindergarten Futurity earlier this year. Hip 108 is Flying South, a colt by Favorite Cartel out of Departing, the dam of Grade 1 Vessels Maturity winner Snitcher and Denim and Diamonds winner Time to Leave. Departing is also the dam of PCQ HRA Breeders' Futurity runner-up Long Gone and the stakes placed Sut Out. Day 2 of the equine sale will feature many of Rolling A Ranch's most promising racing prospects. Hip 127 is Low and Fast, a colt by Favorite Cartel out of the Walk-Through Fire mare Fly the Heights. This is her first foal. Low and Fast family includes stakes winners Fixin' to Fly, Bridalwood, and Girl Secrets. Hip 129, Miss Deal, is a colt by Favorite Cartel out of Fool the Boys. His half-sisters include California Breeders' Freshman Fillies winner Miss Leader and 2-time stakes winner Fool the Guys. Hip 131, Stay Together, is a filly by Kitty Up out of Grade 1 stakes winner Forgive Him, who has produced 3-time graded Derby winner Forget It and Grade 2 Kindergarten Futurity runner-up She Forgives. Hip 132 is See It Clearly, a filly by Fly Through the Fire out of Full Moon, who is a full sister to Circle City and Nomadic. This is her first foal. Hip 133 is Closer Still, a kitty up out of Getting Better. This is the family of Los Alamitos 2 million futurity winner Worth Doing. Closer Still's bloodlines trace back to AQHA Dam of Distinction and AQHA champion Dashing Phoebe. Hip 135 Poshly is a Foos filly out of the multiple Derby winner Girl Secrets, who is the dam of Dillingham Handicap winner Secret Path. Girl Secrets is the grand dam of two-time graded stakes winner One Proud Eagle. Hip 136 is Just Take Off, a favorite cartel colt out of Girls Can Fly. He's a half-brother of So Can I, who ran third in the California Breeders' Freshman Stakes. Hip 158 is Kingman Queen, a favorite cartel filly out of Kingman Kid. She's a half-sister to graded stakes winners Hula Pie and Oatman, and the stakes winner Old 66. This is the family of Grade 1 winners Separatist, Make It Anywhere, and Kingman Kid. Hip 163 is Collegian, a favorite cartel filly out of the stakes-placed young broodmare La Sierran. Collegian's grand dam is Chicka First, who has produced stakes winner Light-Footed and Freakish and stakes qualifier Price Fixer. Hip 172 is Future Look, a favorite cartel filly out of the dam Makeover, who has produced the two-time graded stakes winner New Look, plus 2023 Governor's Cup Derby winner Future Version, and the stakes winner Total Change. Her second dam is Elon Special, a winner of the All-American Futurity. Hip 206 is Peculiar, a fly-through-the-fire filly out of Quirkiness, who is a full sister to AQHA champion-aged mare Quirky. This is Quirkiness's first foal. Hip 216 is Astronaut. It's the second foal out of the walk-through-fire mare Moonwalking. This kitty-up filly is from the family of Grade 1 winner Circle City, Grade 2 winner Nomadic, and stakes winner Lovely Evening. Moonwalking's first foal has already placed at Los Alamitos. Hip 217 is Norco, a January colt by Favorite Cartel out of Moonlight Corona. Among the standouts of this sale, Norco is a full brother to Grade 1 Vessels maturity winner Circle City and Governor's Cup Derby and Southern California Derby winner Nomadic. This family includes Los Alamitos 2 million futurity winner Your First Moon and stakes winner Not a Full Moon. Hip 228 is Nymph-like, a filly by Favorite Cartel and out of the terrific broodmare Nymph, who from her first 10 foals of racing has already produced 4 stakes winners. Nymph-like is a full sister to Grade 1 Rainbow Derby winner Sicario V, 2022 restricted Grade 1 Governor's Cup Futurity winner Frivolous, and Grade 2 PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity winner Monopolist. She's also a half-sister to 2022 Debutante Stakes winner Nymphette, who was second in last year's Grade 1 Mildred Vessels Memorial. This yearling is among the must-haves of this year's Los Alamitos Equine Sale. The Los Alamitos Equine Sale is full of standouts and will be held on September 30th and October 1st. To view the full catalog online, visit losalamitosequinesale.com.